So as you guys have probably already seen by many different sources, Athlean-X, Jeff Cavalier, the owner of the YouTube channel Athlean-X and the company and the website and whatever else, he's been recently caught or picked up by another YouTuber to be using fake weights in his videos. And right now it's called, caused quite a stir on the fitness community, YouTube world. Everyone's kind of discussing it, everyone's giving their thoughts, and it's caused quite a bit of a stir. So, am I surprised by this? I am and I'm not. I am in the sense that I thought he was a pretty good resource in terms of knowledge, in terms of teaching on the web. I think most of his audience is kind of like that initial first year of training, beginner, kind of amateur level, content. That's what he kind of preaches to. He is somebody that has education behind him. He's been certified. He's trained professional athletes. He has a really good track record. And I think a lot of the stuff that he talks about is actually really good. And I've certainly learned a lot from him. However, when somebody uses fake weights to maybe sell their product a little bit better, that's where I feel like he's got it all wrong. It's unfortunate for him in a way that he's been caught out, because it's completely smashed his credibility now. I think he's going to lose a lot of friends, if you will. He's going to lose a lot of respect on the community. Basically, the video that busted him was basically he was doing pin presses, bench press, with 3 plates, which is 140 kilos. And the way he was doing it, I'm sure you guys can look this up and see the footage yourself. Nearly everyone is showing it. He's doing it in such a way where the weight is not behaving like 140 kilos. He's bouncing the weight off the pins, and the weight doesn't behave that way at 140 kilos. And certainly his technique is not showing like normal bar path when you're dealing with so much weight. He's a guy that is very thin. He's very slim. And it will be shocking for him to be able to handle 140 kilos in such a manner. And so somebody picked him up, and then went with a fine tooth comb and found some other images, some videos where he was deadlifting 5 plates with ease. And once again, the bar path was weird. And so anyway, he's been caught out. I've said some of these things in the past in terms of along these lines, that you can't trust anybody in this fitness industry. It's unfortunate that he's also part of that mix, because I've kind of watched him on and off over the years as I've kind of going to the intermediate stage of my lifting career. I've kind of gone away from him because he doesn't really have a lot of things to offer for me. He's somebody that basically is lean. He's got a six-pack and whatever, but he doesn't really sell himself. Well, I guess he does, but he's not somebody that I've identified as somebody that can get you over the line and for you to squat 6 plates, 7 plates, or whatever. So he doesn't come across like a powerlifting coach, although he does, market himself as a strength coach. And he certainly has had dealings with professional baseball players, professional NFL players, and so he's got a reputation there of working with athletes. So you wouldn't be angry at somebody for taking him as a legitimate source for strength training. But for whatever reason, I kind of, I don't watch a lot of his gear anymore, because frankly, there's better resources for me. But anyway, so he's basically using fake weights, and it's wrong because, if he's deadlifting, say, let's blow this out even more. If somebody's deadlifting 7 plates, some of the things that I talked about yesterday as well. If somebody's deadlifting 7 plates, they have credibility in the deadlift, right? If you are deadlifting 7 plates, you know something about deadlifts. If that person was deadlifting 1 plate on each side, say 60 kilos all up, and he was telling you about a program that can get you over the edge, you wouldn't really believe somebody like that. Because, if you have all the information, why aren't you there? So it's a weird thing, but you would never trust a fat personal trainer trying to sell you a shredding program or a weight loss program. You wouldn't trust somebody or you wouldn't listen to somebody teaching you about a 1,000 pound squat and they can't squat 2 plates. So you can see what I'm going here. So he's using these fake plates to kind of sell his products at a higher rate, at a higher clip, to draw more attention to himself. He even had one video where he was doing a barbell curl with, you know, a pair of 45, so 1 plate each side. And the way he was, you know, curling that thing, it just seemed as though he was light as a feather. And he's a guy that's probably 60 kilos himself, 70 kilos himself. He's probably no more than that. Yet he's making a mockery out of this weight. I'm 90 kilos, and if I was to curl 60 kilos, I would have a lot of body English on that thing, and he was doing this thing for reps like it was nothing. So the bottom line is, I am not surprised. I am surprised it's him, but I'm not surprised in general, because I've been disheartened about the fitness industry many times in the past. I'll put it in the same pool as people using steroids and not proclaiming that they're using steroids, or what they call fake natties. Because these are the guys that are gonna, you know, write a program, sell the program, and they're gonna say, you know, I put 100 kilos on my deadlift in 12 weeks, do what I did. But they don't tell you that it took so many mils of steroids while they were doing it. And so here I am as a natural guy, first year into training, I'm like, wow, that's an unbelievable program. Like, you know, that's a better product than this product here. That Ferrari over there is a better program than this Toyota Corolla here, because these are the stats. I mean, that's how you look at these things. It's natural, you know, human nature. This guy has better claims. He's put on, you know, better numbers on his deadlift because, you know, that's what he said. And he certainly looks like he can do it, and he certainly is doing it. But he's missed out a little important detail, which is the steroids. Same thing as with Athlean-X, Jeff Cavalier. You know, he's deadlifting 5 plates, you know, making it look easier. Then he's like, yeah, you know, follow my program here and you can get the same results. So it's all lies, it's all deceit. And like I said to you, it's unfortunate he's also part of the party, but unfortunately, if you're a noob in this game, and you don't have a lot of experience to work with, and you don't have a lot of people around you that can tell you what's up, unfortunately, you're going to have to rely on some of these people. And you're probably going to get tricked. I've been tricked in the past, you know, using different programs, different claims. So it's all in all a really sad thing. But at the end of the day, as I said to you guys before, don't trust anything. You know, if you're really interested in getting stronger, go out and get the information yourself. Read widely, read from all these different places, and really understand what's normal, what isn't. You know, if you go on Athlean-X website, he's got all these different kind of like programs, different stages, and he's got models you know, next to each stage. And the top level, if you're, you know, with this program for so much time, you're gonna look like this guy. And it's some roided up guy who's got single digits, you know, body fat percentage, shoulders are popping, chest is popping, lats are popping, everything's popping. He's got, you know, single digit body fat percentage. It's clearly, you know, not fake, it's real tissue, but it's clearly enhanced athlete. You rarely, I mean, you can't have it all. You can't have somebody that is super strong, super lean, aesthetic as hell, like big bodybuilder kind of look, and, you know, stay natural. It's impossible. The number one giveaway with steroids is, you know, super lean type of physiques, a lot of muscle, right? So popping, bulky, full musculature, but single digit body fat percentage, and at the same time they're lifting a whole bunch of weight. I've said this story in the past, but I have had somebody in my life who I've worked with, who basically said to me, you know, he had some previous steroid experience and he was kind of a part of the bodybuilding world. He said to me, man, if you get on 12 weeks on oral testosterone supplement, steroids, you would basically put 100 kilos on your deadlift within 12 weeks. And he said, I had a similar experience and I wasn't even training for the deadlift. He's a reliable source. He was telling me exactly how it was, and it was true, and it wasn't on the net. So, you know, I'm quite confident that he was telling me the truth. So the potential for steroids is humongous. It's absolutely phenomenal how strong you can get with some of these supplements. I'm not somebody who's well versed in understanding the logistics of steroids and which product and that product and insulin and, you know, growth factor hormone, all that. Like, it never interested me because I'll never consider that sort of stuff. But it's unfortunate that some of these bigger YouTubers, and I think Athlean-X, he has something like 10 million subscribers. He's a he's probably like the biggest YouTuber when it comes to the fitness circle out of everyone. So he's like the biggest guy there, and he's cheating. You know, he's using shit that is fake. Not long ago, I watched a video by Scott Herman, who's also like a 2 million follower, 2 million subscribers channel. And he basically went along the lines of that, you know, when you're doing photo shoots, when you're kind of, when you're recording some of these videos, it gets really, really tiring because some of these photo shoots take 4 or 5 hours. And so if you were to have 4 or 5 plates on the bar, real 4 or 5 plates, because you can lift 4 or 5 plates for 1 rep, it's impossible to lift that much weight, 50 different takes, 50 different angles and whatever else. And so that's where a lot of these, you know, fake weights come into the picture, because it just makes it easier for the person to shoot with. Yeah, so I've heard a couple of guys talk about that sort of stuff, but it's misleading because I get it with the photo shoot, but if you are, you know, claiming that you can lift 5 plates and you're shredded and you look good, and this is the program you're offering, it's going to suck a lot of people in. It's false advertising, and I think it's wrong. It's wrong to the core, but I guess this is the world we live in, you know. The more people you can trick, the better businessman you're going to be. It's always been that case. The really, really good business people end up being the tricksters, the people who can trick people for a bigger profit. That's what business really is. You know, get somebody to buy high, you know, from you, while you buy really low. That's kind of what business is. And these guys have excelled, I guess, in a way that, I'm sure there's, you know, guys who are straight shooters and who have done it properly, but, you know, as I grow and as I learn more, I'm finding more and more of these examples where people are basically cheating us out. Anyway, I don't want to speak about this anymore because I don't really care at the end of the day. I've made my decision not to follow anybody for quite some time. I just do my own thing. I have enough resources under my belt now to understand what's what. But basically, yeah, it is the topic of the community right now, and I thought I'd touch on it. And yeah, I think it's bullshit. But anyway, I'm still sick. I still feel shit. Still feel weak. So I'm gonna do a 100 kilo front squat session again today. Make it real quick, get through it, and tick the box again. Basically, this is still a deload week for me. Hopefully, you know, the recovery is not too far away. But it's cold. I'm still coughing. I'm still kind of splattering everywhere. There's a lot of productivity in the chest and stuff. So I think it's on the clear up. Some of these secretions are kind of coming up now. I'm getting rid of the shit. But the last few days it was a dry cough, so I couldn't really get anything up. Now I think I'm at the tail end of it, so it's getting closer. But anyway, let's get on with it, I guess. Let's put in that not fun deload type of workout. It also kind of reminds me of, I don't know whether you guys follow any of this stuff, but when Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, you know, had that big exhibition boxing match where, you know, they pretended to hate each other. They built up this hatred in the publicity. You know, it was always kind of like there was a lot of emotion there. There was a lot of, you know, trouble between them, bad blood and whatever. But it was all a publicity stunt. You know, there's like footage of them kind of chatting and relaxing in backstages and, you know, chilling out and whatever. But when they got on stage, you know, McGregor's there talking shit and whatever. And You can see why it makes it more fun when there's bad blood between opponents. You know, it's, you know, raised a lot of money. These guys had a big payday. So, you know, that's fake. This thing with Eddie Hall and, you know, Hafthor, you know, and the Mountain, you know, this boxing match that they're planning to do next year, you know, apparently there's a bit of bad blood there as well. Like, the whole time I'm just skeptical about this thing. It's just, it's all kind of like WWE wrestling. It's all a show. It's all, you know, kind of like a scripted thing where they try to make it interesting for the viewer. You know, how boring would it be if Eddie and Hafthor were good mates and they were just having a boxing match? Less appealing, right? Less entertaining. Kind of like Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. If they just did it purely, oh, let's have a boxing match because, you know, we want to make some money and you're a good guy, I'm a good guy, let's make this work. No one's going to watch that shit. Like, a lot less people are going to watch that shit. But when you have this guy's calling his mum a name and he's calling his mum a name and it's all personal now, and, you know, that's what gets my, you know, the thing going. Kind of like Khabib and McGregor when they had the UFC fight. You know, there's a whole lot of build up there. You know, Conor McGregor went over lines. You know, he crossed all the lines. You know, calling his family names, calling his wife names, getting religiously inappropriate, racist, all that sort of stuff. Like, it was a lot of this stuff going on. And while he was in the ring with him, like when he kind of realized that he was going to lose this fight, you know, Khabib was talking to him and McGregor was heard to basically say to him, it's all business, it's all for the show, it's all business, like, you know, and cameras picked this up. So he was basically building up a fight, saying all this shit to make it kind of more interesting, more entertaining. And once again, that was a big UFC card. There was a lot of money raised from that as well. So the bottom line is, it's like, you need to be skeptical with everything. You really need to be questioning everything. Usually it's not what meets the eye. You know, it's unfortunate, but there's not a lot of honesty and truth in this world. When you throw big money in there, people change colors, people change codes. It's just the way it is. Now, with Athlean-X, I don't know whether he went out purely just to deceive us. But then again, like, he bought those damn weights. Anyway, I don't know. I think it's bullshit. You should not own fake fucking weights. Simple as that. Like, why do you have fake weights? For what reason? You know, you can show us proper technique with an empty bar. You know? But I guess it's not going to be as sexy as having 7 freaking 2-kilo plates that look like, you know, 20-kilo plates. You have 7 of them and then you're curling them. All of a sudden we're looking at like, fucking hell, I need to get that program because look at that, man. He's curling 7 fucking plates. Good business, I guess. I'll tell you a funny story though. Probably 2-3 months ago now, I had a fella on YouTube here accuse me of using fake weights. He commented on 2 or 3 videos. The first video, he was basically commenting, he was saying flat out, you know, he was using like 4 or 5 exclamation marks and question marks. It was like, you know, bold text, you know, caps lock and whatever. He was basically yelling, saying how he's not stupid. He knows I'm cheating. There's no way somebody could squat 160 days or whatever it was, 150 days in a row, every single day without injury. He said that I was using fake plates to make this happen. He also said, how come your bar isn't bending when you're squatting 4 plates? how come your bar isn't bending? Anyway, I tried to be respectful, and I basically answered him, and I said, you know, he came across as somebody that didn't really know what was, you know, what is out there in terms of strength and what 4 plates actually is. I tried to explain to him what I was doing. It was nothing special. I tried to explain to him that the reason why the bar isn't flexing is because it's only 4 plates, and I've got a power bar, and I'm not bouncing the weight on top. Like my movements have already been controlled, and I don't pop at the top. So I was telling him all these things, and he wasn't listening. So 2 or 3, videos he was commenting, basically bashing me. I showed a couple of my friends around me, and one of the friends actually went on and clicked on his DP, which it didn't even occur to me. Went onto his channel, and it became apparent that he was actually, putting out content as well. And it was clear that, he was a very green lifter, and he didn't seem like he was very well read, or understood kind of the industry and what's possible. I said to him, man, there are 16-year-olds squatting what I'm squatting. There are girls who are squatting what I'm squatting. Girls who are teens who are squatting my weight. But no, he wasn't hearing anything of it. So some people are over cautious of it. Whenever they see something extraordinary, it's fake weights. So in a way, I guess the cheaters, the fake weights, the fake natties have murked the water completely. And so now you can't even see somebody who's being genuine and honest for what they are, because always in the back of your mind, you're thinking to yourself, this could be fake weights. It's the world we live in right now. And let's not get carried away. There are far, far more important things we should be talking about right now. There's a lot of bad things happening in the world right now, but this being a fitness YouTube channel, and this being, my journey in weightlifting and whatever, I don't want to get too political about all these other different issues that are happening in the world. So that's why I'm talking about Athlean-X and the fake weights. But it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. And just basically the message in all of this is that don't believe what you see. I guess you're better off thinking that somebody's cheating than thinking somebody's actually real, because I don't know. We all have to make our own minds at the end of the day, but just know there's a lot of fake shit going on out there. I just want to know, I mean, we're all different, but I just want to know how these people sleep at night. Knowing that they're cheating people. I don't know, my heart is too pure for that shit. I could never fall asleep knowing I've screwed somebody over, I've ripped somebody off, or I'm misleading all these people. Especially with the reach like Athlean-X, 10 million people, man, 10 million people. That is incredible. Like that's a stupid reach. That's half of my country, Australia. 10 million people. So somebody like that has a good night's sleep, do they? Maybe he didn't think about any of this to depth. He just went, I want to make the shot look a little prettier, so I'll slap on a couple of, fake plates and pretty it up a little bit so it looks cool. Maybe that's what he thought. Maybe there was no direct malicious kind of effort here. Maybe. I don't know. But for every one of those guys who are, I guess, mistakenly, at fault, I'm sure there's 10 people who are directly thinking about cheating the system. The whole fitness industry is screwed. Fitness industry is screwed. There's guys who are basically every guy, man, most people on steroids. When I went to that local gym here, when this thing was being built and I didn't have a place to work out at home, Like, I don't want to say a number, but man, it seems as though like 20% of the people there were on some sort of like enhancements. So many buff dudes, so many lean big guys. You can just see that muscle tissue is not real. And here I am, 5 years in, I'm fairly strong. I'm not anything spectacular, but I look like I don't even lift. and these guys look like they're popping, like so much vascularity, veins popping up over the shoulder. I've never seen a vein on my shoulder in my life. And a lot of guys have one vein. I'm talking about capillary networks on the side, man. It's obvious. I'm sure these guys enter, drug-free competitions and all sorts of shit, Take steroids and then get off them like 8 weeks before, whatever they do, and take this compound and hide the steroids and at the end of the day, man, my motto is stay true to yourself. At the end of the day, it's you who you are cheating at the end of the day, because it's this gut feeling, it's this soul that you're cheating. If you can sleep at night knowing that you've screwed over all these people, then you're a different kind of cat. It's not me. It's not me. But yeah, for the rest of us who want to do the right thing, keep doing the right thing. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who want to do the right thing and who will respect you for doing the right thing. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this shitty issue. Anyway, guys, hopefully tomorrow I'm feeling a lot better so I can actually get in a proper training session. But until then, back to recovery and back to getting better. See you guys tomorrow.